Once you've signed into your class, you should see a screen that looks a little bit like this one in front of you. As you can see, it says that my projects folders are empty because we haven't opened any projects or started making any music yet. What you need to do is to open the project that I've set you as an assignment by using the link which is on the school website. So if we go back to this week's work on the website, this is where you got your codes from to join your classes. And just a bit further down than that is your first project here. So you can either access it by clicking on the button or by clicking on the link next to it, and it will take you to opening that project. And once it's loaded, this is what Soundtrap call their studio view, which, as you can see, looks very, very similar to GarageBand that we use in school. You've got your tracks going down the left-hand side where you can put all of your different instruments in. You've got the timeline going across the top showing you how many bars you can see at one time. And then at the bottom, you've got all of the main important controls, things like play, stop and record, and your master volume to turn the sound up or down. So the first thing we're going to be looking at using Soundtrap is the loops and pre-recorded sounds. So just like in GarageBand, there are loops and pre-recorded sounds. By clicking on this icon, the two musical notes in the purple circle, you will open the loops browser like GarageBand has. Looks very, very similar. As you can see, you've got the bubbles at the top to sort your sounds by, and then underneath a list of sounds that correspond to whatever you have searched for. So we've been talking a lot about riffs and ostinatos in the last few weeks worth of lessons. So we're going to carry on focusing on those and use the loops browser here in Soundtrap to build a piece based on a rhythmic ostinato or riff. So remember that a rhythmic riff or ostinato is based on percussion sounds or drum sounds. So the first thing that we need to do is click on the drums bubble, and it will show you all of the drum sounds that are available in Soundtrap in the loops browser. There are lots of different ones. As you can see at the side here, the list is still very long. There are two things to remember at this point. The first is you might notice that it says in brackets at the side of a lot of these drum beats either full or specific parts of the drum kit. Full means that it's using the entire drum kit, all of the different drums, the cymbals all together, whereas if it has different things in the brackets like hi-hat, kick and snare here, then that means that it's only using those particular parts of the kit and not the full kit. The second thing to remember is that this list is still very, very long, so we can further search using the bubbles at the top by a style of music to make it easier for ourselves and to limit the choices that we have. So for example, you might want to create a drum hip-hop beat or a drum pop beat or a drum jazz beat. So we can further search, for example, with hip-hop here, and the list will get shorter because it will only show us any samples that are both drums and hip-hop based. Just like in GarageBand, we can now go down the list, we can click to listen to one and then make a decision. So this is a full drum beat. You'll notice the difference here is this is just the kick or the bass drum. This is just the cymbals and extra percussion instruments, so not as full a beat. When you find a sound that you like, all you have to do is drag it in just like in GarageBand, or if you would rather add it in a different way, you can double click on the beat in the list and it will automatically import it. As you've noticed where I've added this one now, it's automatically made it last for 8 bars at the top here, and it's automatically turned on this purple bar at the top, which means that it will loop and replay this same section of the project over and over again unless we turn it off. So we've now got a drum beat that we've added in. This is an ostinato because it is a repeated pattern, or a riff because it's in popular music. So it's a repeated rhythmic pattern that we are going to build over the top of within the rest of the project. So what we can now look at doing is adding some other sounds to it. So instead of just having drums, we might want to add some shakers. So we can search in the top bar here and see what we can find for shaker or shakers. Again, you can listen to the sounds by clicking. And even better is you can press play on your loops that you've already added over here and then click on these to hear them at the same time to see if they work. So we'll try that. and you can try lots of different sounds. And then I can double click to add that into my project. And then you can be sure that those loops are working together and sound effective at the same time as each other when you're adding them in. Another way of making sure that they work together is when you're searching for different instruments or sounds, sticking to the same style of music that you picked. So we clicked on hip hop for this first drum beat. So by clicking on hip hop again, we can make sure that we're getting shaker sounds that are more likely to match with this drum beat that we've added in. Okay. There is another way that we can go about adding or making different rhythmic ostinatos or patterns, and that is using the pattern beat maker here. So if we click on that, it brings up this very funny looking box, which is the pad for creating your own drum beats. Now down the side here you'll see we've already got kick, which is the bass drum, snare, which is the other most commonly used drum on the drum kit, and the hi-hat sound. This one is a closed hi-hat sound. You can also, if you click, get an open hi-hat sound, which is slightly different, and as you can see at the bottom you can add more and change the sound to lots of other different things, the crash or the ride cymbal, the toms, which are the other 3 drums available on the kit from high pitch to low. You can also add things like what they call a rim shot, which is when you hit the edge of the snare drum instead of the centre of it. So there are lots of different options that you can add or change. We're going to start by looking at the kick, and all you have to do is click the squares to add in a part. If you just want to listen to this particular track and nothing else, you need to click the headphones on it so that you only hear that, and then click play. So we can hear that that is a nice steady beat. I can make my loop smaller so that it's focusing on just this part that we've started to add in, and it'll keep playing it over and over again. Then I can try adding more. I could add the snare. See the difference between the open and the closed. This is a really, really simple way to make a beat, and you can change anything as you go along and keep listening to it to see whether you like the sounds or not. You also have the option of changing the sound of the drum machine itself that is creating the beat. So if you click on this option, it will move you into drum machines, and you can choose different styles and listen to your beat in those different styles to see how you like the sound of it. So let's try a different style. I've clicked it, we can see that it's applied it. If I double click, that window goes away and we can listen again. And you should be able to hear that's changed the character and the tone of the drum sounds that I'm using. So you can explore the drum machines, try different drum sounds. You can explore the pattern beat maker and make your own beat patterns. And you can use the loops and try and build a piece using a few different ones of those. So lots of different options to try. And if you want to exit this pattern beat maker again, you just click the cross at the top here. Now we soloed this track. So just to unsolo it, you click it again. We can try listening to it with the other beat patterns. It might not work because we've added 2 different things. So let's see. Actually, it doesn't sound too bad. And I can loop this, what we've just added, to make it longer and match the rest by clicking the top corner here and dragging so that it matches. So the shaker is quite loud. So the other nice thing is that you can change the volume by clicking on this volume dial at the side here. So if we click on it and drag it upwards, it'll make the volume louder, or drag it downwards, it'll make the volume quieter. You can adjust this while you're listening to the track as well to make sure you've got the right levels. So I've just adjusted the levels on all 3 of those tracks to try and balance the sounds better using those volume controls. So you can solo individual tracks with headphones, you can change the volume, you can move the loops application at the top here so that you're listening to certain parts of your project or the entirety of your project, and you can make your loops longer or shorter to match with the lengths of everything that you've added in from the loop section. Another vital thing to remember is that if you do something wrong or you want to delete something because you don't want to use it anymore, you need to click on that thing and you need to either press delete or backspace on your keyboard to get rid of it. If you accidentally make a change or delete something that you don't want to, then you need to use Control and Z on your keyboard to undo what you've just done and get it back to how it was before. If you don't have a keyboard and you're using the app, then you can undo or redo actions at the top here using the undo and the redo buttons as well. So you can still do those things even if you don't have a keyboard on your particular device. For now, we're just going to stick to using drum sounds. So whether it's using the pattern beat maker here or using the loops at the side, you should be focusing on drums or beats only and adding those in maybe a particular style, say rock or pop or hip hop, it's up to you, but stick to the same style to make sure that everything you're adding will fit together. I'm going to say that we don't need really more than about 5 loops or 5 different types of sounds at the same time, otherwise it will become too jumbled and you won't be able to understand all the different parts that are playing together. So have a little experiment, see what you can find, try and put some things together, listen really carefully, make sure that they're working together with each other, and most importantly, once you've finished working on your project, you must remember to click this purple save button in the top middle of your project. That is what shares it with me so that I can see what you've been working on and tick you off to say that you've done this week's work. And also it enables me to come in and make comments on what you've done. It also means you won't lose anything when you exit the studio. So make sure you have saved and it syncs up before you leave.